Okay, so we're looking at the BTEC Level 3 National Extended Diploma in Business, and this is taken from the specification from First Teaching September 2016. So we're looking at Learning Game A, explore the features of different businesses and analyze what makes them successful. And here's a summary of the whole unit. Now, in the first part, we looked at ownership and liability. So we went over private, public, and we went over not-for-profit organizations. We're now going to be looking at the purposes of businesses, the different sectors that a business can operate in, the scope of business activities, whether they operate local, national, or international, the size of different businesses, and how to classify different businesses into different sizes, and the reasons for different businesses' success and how they are measured. So again, we're looking at P1, explain the features of two contrasting businesses. So we're looking at purposes. The supply of product or services. Now, most businesses supply a product, and a product is something physical, something that you can touch. In other words, it's tangible, and that's what tangible means. Something you can physically hold or touch. Other businesses provide a service, something which you can't touch, or intangible. A corner shop, for example, sells products like bread, milk, eggs, sweets, or chocolate, or anything else you can think of that you can buy in a corner shop, which you can physically hold or touch. And a car wash or hairdressers both provide a service, because you can't touch a car wash, can you? You can't feel or touch or hold a car wash. It's just a service which is done to your car. And again, you can't really touch or hold a haircut. It's just a service which is done to you. Some businesses provide both. Some businesses provide products and services. For example, a dentist will provide the service of doing a dental checkup on you, but also sells goods like floss, toothpaste, or toothbrushes, specialized ones. Now we will be looking at the difference between profit and not-for-profit organizations in terms of purposes. The main difference is that profit-making businesses such as Tesco's, Amazon, Sainsbury's, so on and so forth, they are out to make a profit. Okay, they're out to maximize profits, maximize sales, increase market share. That's the main difference. And not-for-profit businesses are out to provide a service and to help, usually help the less fortunate, those that can't really help themselves or can't afford to. We will see how they differ in terms of aims and objectives shortly, okay? In the next few slides, we'll see that. Now, we've got different sectors of the economy. The economy is made up of different sectors, okay? And four different sectors. The first is primary sector, the second is a secondary sector, the third is a tertiary sector, and the fourth is a quaternary sector. Okay. Now, the primary sector consists of extracting raw materials or natural resources, for example, farming, fishing, mining for coal, iron, or gold, or anything else. Timber, so cutting down wood, or cutting down trees, sorry. Oil as well, so extracting oil. Okay. We've also got the secondary sector now. So the secondary sector is concerned with processing these raw materials extracted in the primary sector and processing them into finished goods. Okay, so in the primary sector, where we cut trees for wood, and in the secondary sector, we'll manufacture or turn those raw materials into finished goods, or turn that wood into tables, okay? Or where we mined for gold in the primary sector, in the secondary sector we'll turn that gold into jewelry, okay? Rings, bracelets, chains, watches, whatever else. And again, in the primary sector where we extracted oil, in the secondary sector we'll change that oil into petrol or petroleum, okay, which is used for many things. Petrol used for cars or for buses or for any other transport. We've then got the tertiary sector. So this involves selling those finished goods from the secondary sector in shops. So IKEA then might sell those tables. Swarovski might sell the jewelry. Okay, and petrol stations will obviously sell petrol. And the tertiary sector is also concerned with providing a service. So it could be banking, insurance, retail, telecommunications. Okay, so the tertiary sector is about providing a service or selling now. Then lastly, finally, we've got the quaternary sector, which is also known as a knowledge-based sector. So this includes support services, so telephoning or emailing, and seeking aid or seeking some sort of information from them. Um, it also concerns the research and development sector, or departments of a business or organization. It also concerns programmers, tech developers, consultancy, and IT specialists. Basically, people or departments which are giving information. Okay. Now we'll be looking at the scope of business activity. So the scope of a business just means the range covered by that business. Okay, the scope is the range covered by that business. So if we're looking at a scope, we're concerned about whether that business it covers local, covers national, or covers international. So if it's local, these businesses offer their services or products to the local community or residents. For example, a pub, okay, like your local pub, or a gardener that can go around to houses locally and maybe, sort out their gardens for a price. An electrician, a local electrician, or a local council. Okay, now local council might be a part of a national agenda, but they operate locally. Okay, for the local borough. You've also got national now, so a business may operate nationally. This is where they cater to their country, and this is any business which operates in the UK or whatever country they're operating in. They're catering to that country. Okay, so they're only operating nationally. For example, Cancer Research UK. Okay, so Cancer Research, the charity, operates nationally, just operates only in the UK. You've got Iceland as well, which operates in the UK only. It doesn't operate internationally in other countries. Um, and you've also got international. Okay, so these are organizations or businesses which sell in multiple countries. Okay, or operate in multiple countries. For example, McDonald's or Amazon. Okay, or charities as well. You've got charities which operate internationally as well. Now, size. Businesses can be categorized into different sizes. Okay, and this is just a fact. Micro businesses are or employ up to 9 members of staff. Small businesses employ between 10 and 49 members of staff or employees. Medium businesses will be categorized between 50 and 249 members of staff, and large businesses will have more than 250 members of staff. Okay, and you'll have to research and find out how many members of staff your business has and try to classify them into these different sizes, into one of them. Now, reasons for success. Success is measured in different ways by different types of businesses and depends on their aims and objectives. Okay, so some common business aims or objectives could be to survive, to provide a service, to break even, to make a profit, to grow, or to increase market share. Okay, now if a business is first just starting out into the world, their main aim or objective would be to survive. Okay, they're not out to make a profit. They just want to survive. They just want to establish themselves, spread positive word of mouth for their business. They just want to exist. They may take a loss in the first year, maybe in the second year too, but they just want to survive. They just want to be out there still. Now, some businesses are out to provide a service. what that service is depends on the business. Okay, some businesses want to maybe eradicate poverty. Some businesses want to, provide the best service or quality of service. It depends what the business is. Some businesses will be out there to break even. Again, after a business survives, it usually is out to break even. So where it's neither making a profit or a loss. Okay, so it's breaking even. Some businesses, after a while of breaking even, will be out to make a profit. Okay, they're now looking to make a profit. So that's that really. And afterwards, a business may change its objective to grow. Okay, so once it starts to make a profit, it may decide, okay, we want to open up some more shops or some more stores, either nationally or internationally. Okay, other businesses' aims or objectives, and normally the bigger ones, the well-established businesses, is to increase market share. Okay, it's to increase market share. So it's to increase their hold in the industry, or the percentage they have in terms of market share. So how much sales they're making, as opposed to the whole industry sales. Okay, so they want to increase market share. They want to grab as many customers as possible and increase sales. Now, an aim is where the business wants to go in the future. Okay, or its overall aim for the business. So an example of a profit-making business could be to expand into the Asian or African markets. Okay, an example for a not-for-profit business would be to provide water to all those countries who are without. Okay, some business objectives are basically more specific ways now of meeting those aims, and business objectives should be smart. Okay, they should generally be smart. Smart targets of reaching that aim. We've got some examples here. So for the profit-making business, we want to achieve sales of £5 million each in both the Asian and African markets by the end of 2021. And for the not-for-profit business, their smart target or their smart objective is we want to provide 50 water wells in Gambia by the end of 2021. Now, if you don't know, a smart objective is something which is specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Okay, so if we take that first smart objective, the one highlighted in purple, okay, we want to achieve sales of £5 million each in both the Asian and African markets by the end of 2021. We're going to look, is it specific? Yes, it's specific, because they want to achieve sales. Okay, they want to achieve sales of 5 million. Okay, and in both the Asian and African markets by the end of 2021. So it's very specific. You know exactly what you want to achieve, by when, in which countries or continents, and how much. Okay, and the next part is measurable. Is it measurable? Yes. We'll be able to know whether we hit 5 million in each of the continents by the end of 2021. Okay, is it achievable? 5 million in Asia, 5 million in Africa. It depends what the business is, how established the business is. But yeah, it should be achievable. Okay, 5 million in Asia, the whole of Asia, 5 million the whole of Africa. It's achievable. Is it realistic? Well, it's by the end of 2021, so they've got a whole year to do that. Again, it depends on the business. If they're a small business, it may be unrealistic. But if they're a large business, well established, been in the industry for many years, it's probably a realistic goal. And it's not too much either. It's only 5 million. And it's time bound as well. Okay, it's time bound. So it specifically says by the end of 2021. Okay, so that's what makes an objective smart. We've also got clarity of vision. So reasons for success include clarity of vision. So how focused is the business on what it wants to achieve? Is the business providing what customers' needs are? Do customers know what to expect from the business? Okay, so this is what I mean by clarity of vision. Is the business focused? Is it clear? depending on how clear and focused the business is, relates to how successful the business is. And the last one, innovative products or processes. Businesses may be successful depending on how innovative they are. An example is Apple, who spent $18 billion on research and development in 2020. Okay, $18 billion on research and development. Now, the reason they do that is so that they stay ahead of competitors. And it makes it very difficult for a new competitor to enter that industry, okay, of developing maybe smartphones or tablets or TVs, for instance, smart TVs. It makes it very difficult for a competitor to enter that industry, especially when a business has established and will probably have a lot of specialist people or employees, and they're spending $18 billion on research and development. Make it very difficult for anyone else to enter the market. So now your task, we will now complete P1. Explain the features of two contrasting businesses. You should have selected two businesses which you wish to complete assignment 1 with now. You now need to follow the structure sheet which I'll upload onto Microsoft Teams for you and answer all the questions for both businesses. Okay, I've also got the structure sheet here for you. I won't put it here in the future PowerPoints I put onto YouTube. I'll upload it to you guys separately, but here's the structure sheet for you. So features of both businesses, P1. Features of two contrasting businesses. So you need to have picked one profit-making business, and I've got some examples up here for you. Apple, Tesco, Nike, Boots, Samsung. It's up to you which one you pick, okay? And this isn't restrictive, so it doesn't have to be just one of the businesses here. You can pick one of your own businesses, okay? Whatever business you want, but it has to be a profit-making business. And one not-for-profit business. So some examples are WaterAid, Oxfam, Cancer Research. Again, you can pick your own charity, that's up to you. Now you have to answer these questions for each of your businesses, okay? So what is the name of your business? When was it established? Who created it? What do they sell? What service do they offer? So on and so forth, okay? And if you look right at the bottom, you have to do 3 pages minimum, okay? So I'm expecting 1.5 pages per business. You need to discuss questions 1 to 13 for business 1, and then discuss 1 to 13 for your second organization, so for your charity. Then question 14, so you then need to do a final paragraph or conclusion comparing both businesses. Okay, so directly comparing both businesses. So you just need to simply state state your comparison. So you can say business 1 is a micro business, whereas organization 2 is a large business. Okay, business 1 has limited liability, which is similar to my charity, which has limited liability as well. Organization 1 operates in the tertiary sector, however organization 2 operates in the quaternary sector. Business 1 operates nationally, whereas business 2 operates internationally. Okay, you just have to directly compare them now and just make that statement. Alright, so that's the end of the lesson. Thanks.